Horror games are a match made in heaven, because instead of watching someone getting stabbed to death, you're the person getting stabbed to death. And the creative ways that you can do fourth wall breaks, just play PT and you'll understand. Oh, never mind. But over the last few years, I've noticed a decline in horror games. There are good horror games being released, which are remakes of older games, which completely goes against how much creativity you could have for new horror games and scenarios. We were getting Resident Evil 4, Dead Space, Silent Hill 2, and now we're getting Resident Evil 4, Silent Hill 2, Dead Space, and even newer horror games that aren't remakes like Resident Evil 8 are more Call of Duty than horror. Like, the scariest current gen horror game is freaking Bugsnax, and you'd think I'd be joking about that, but this game is fucked up. And the main reason why most big companies don't do that many horror games is 1, they are not as profitable as other genres.
We've got to have money.
2, remakes are safer, but it's mostly showing the innovation from the ancient times of the 2000s. And 3, one of the only original IP horror games I saw this gen, the Callisto Protocol, failed financially, even though it was just genuinely mediocre. But then I looked on Steam, and I saw the scariest game of all, Fallout 76. But for real, I saw many indie horror games that pushed the boundaries and found new ways to innovate. Iron Lung is a perfect example of finding new and creative ways to scare the player. If you don't know what Iron Lung is about, basically far in the future you are on a moon with an ocean of blood with potential natural resources, and you explore it in a submarine taking a bunch of pictures of points of interest. And the best thing that Iron Lung does is it takes away all of your vision, and the only way you can see is through a camera that slowly prints out images, which makes everything way more creepy. On top of the fact that there is pretty much no sound, it makes you feel truly isolated in your claustrophobic submarine, until you aren't isolated anymore. Now, we all love a short king, but Iron Lung is only like an hour long, so another great horror game is called Mouthwashing. You basically play as a stranded group of people on a lost spaceship, with the crew basically going monkey mode, and eating the very healthy meal of fucking mouthwash every day. The thing that makes Mouthwash different from the other roles is the fact that the timeline's not placed in chronological order, so you kind of put together the story on like what the hell is going on in each chapter. The gameplay is pretty nothing, but the art and story is the main reason why you play Mouthwashing. All of these questions building in your mind, and then you finish the game, then the story hits you like a 12-pound rock that I threw at a homeless person. Another great example is Escape the Backrooms. This is a multiplayer horror game, which brings up a question. How do you make a horror game scary? We got fucking Carlos out here talking about the Hello Neighbor movie. The way that Escape the Backrooms becomes scary is the fact that when the monster goes after one of your group, then you're basically alone and separated from the group. And the Backrooms map is just massive and is easy to get lost in. And that's what makes the game scary. But there's also some, funny multiplayer moments sprinkled in there to add some flavor to the game. And that's what other multiplayer horror games like Lethal Company and Content Warning do. They make you isolated from the group, which is perfect for horror. Now, I list all these examples out because they're obviously doing what a lot of big companies are right now. And the games I've listed are also really good experiences, and I just wish more companies made horror games. Also, some really good horror games I'm looking forward to is Little Nightmares 3, Subnautica 2, and Silent Hill F. They all look really good, and I'm excited for them. And yeah.